What's up, everybody? Rob Vico here, coming to you live with episode 68 of Rob Help My Marketing Sucks. Before we kick off this episode, though, let me know if I'm coming in loud and clear, if I'm coming in sideways or upside down, and if you can hear me well, because something has got to be up. It's 2 o'clock. We're starting on time. No glitches, no techie issues. So I'm like, okay, something's got to be going wrong, or episode 68 is going to be a very special episode over here. All right, let me bring it up over here so that I can see the comments and interact with anybody who's watching. Just give me a second while it loads up. Or maybe it takes more than a second to load up. All right, while that loads up, let's get into episode 68 of Rob Help My Marketing Sucks. Today we're going to talk about the number one skill that an entrepreneur and a business owner needs to have. You can always hire someone to do this for you, but if you don't know what you need to know, you won't know if you're hiring the right person or if that is working, and that is copywriting. Copywriting is the number one revenue generating activity that entrepreneurs and business owners can master. I started off learning copywriting from Dan Kennedy, and I believe it was a book called The Ultimate Sales Letter, which I still have my copies of, and I give everyone, all my new members in my mastermind meetings, they each get, when they join the group, they get 2 books. They get The Ultimate Sales Letter and they get the No BS and The Ultimate Marketing Plan. Those are the 2 Dan Kennedy books that I came across in 2002 maybe, that kind of led me on this road of direct response marketing and copywriting. Hi, Carrie. Thanks for tuning in. I can't get my feed to come on and see what's going on. Let's try that again. Okay, here we go. Yes, content is so important. That's right. That's why copywriting is so crucial. And it's not just writing sales letters. It's writing social media posts. It's writing your landing pages, your headlines. So much involved in copywriting that really can move the needle when it comes to generating revenue, when it comes to generating sales. So I'm going to jump into a little bit. It's only 30 minutes, so I don't have a whole lot of time, but I'm going to jump into some quick formulas that any business owner, any rookie entrepreneur, or any advanced entrepreneur can put these into place and kind of help you follow a simple guide, a simple outline to write your copy. And I'm going to give you a couple of copywriting tools and resources that you can tap into to make the whole thing much, much easier for you. All right, so let's get into this episode. I'm Rob Vico, founder and CEO of Outrageous Promotions, and we help small businesses tap into the power of the $22 billion promotional products industry to create outrageous promotions that are outrageously effective. And last week's show, I started showcasing a little case study of different ways to use promotional products to increase revenue, to increase your lead generation, to stimulate referrals, to gather testimonials. So many different things you can do using the power of promotional products. So today, I got a little case study here from a distributor, wholesaler in Texas that increased $100,000 in revenue in the slow first quarter by using holiday gifts in December to stimulate reciprocity and stimulate new orders coming into the new year. So what they did was they were looking for a gift to give clients that will also happen to increase future business. They selected an assortment of gifts that included a classic coaster set, a stainless steel candle set, which is the one you're seeing here, a shoe shine kit, and the Icon Action Dice set and a Zagat Gourmet gift. So they put together a nice gift set for all their clients, and they say the results was incredible and more than they hoped for. They generated an enormous amount of goodwill and big increase in business. In the first quarter of the new year, they generated an additional $100,000 in sales from their top customers. When properly planned and thought out, the power of promotional products can produce gigantic results even for small businesses. So that's a simple way to use the power of gift giving, the power of reciprocity to stimulate orders in the new year. And you don't have to wait till the holidays. You can thank your customers on the anniversary of them doing business with you. If you've been working with a client for 5 years, and we can celebrate, hey, this is our 5-year anniversary working together. You can do thank you gifts when you onboard a new client. You can do quarterly thank you gifts throughout the year. You don't have to wait till the holidays to thank your customers for their past, present, and most importantly, for their future business. And the Power Promotional Product is an amazing way to do that. I want to mention my Facebook group, Kick-Ass Marketing for Brick and Mortar Business Owners, where we get into a lot more tips, tricks, and strategies for both offline and online marketing for business owners. And I'm going to share with you guys a little post that I put up in my group. And the first person to answer this correctly, okay, and not only answers it correctly, but gives me why this is the correct answer, first person to win is going to get a free 30-minute kick-ass marketing strategy session with me. All you got to do is be the first one to answer and tell me why your answer is the correct answer, all right? So whether you're a digital marketer using funnels and Facebook ads or a brick and mortar business doing offline marketing like direct mail, you need to split test. And I'm sure you've heard this term before. And that simply means tweaking some part of your copy, your image, your layout, your offer, your testimonials, changing one thing to see if that can up your response rates, okay? So I want to share with you this offline split test that Colleen Schultz did for an infomercial for Nordic Track. And I didn't write down the percentage, but this became the new control. When you do an A/B split test, whatever wins becomes the new control, and then everything else that you're trying to do is trying to beat the results that you're getting from that control. And I think this produced an increase of, I think it was either 33 or 37% increase by simply changing the way they worded this statement, okay? So the first option is, if operators are busy, please call again. The second option, if operators are waiting, please call now. So which one of those two statements in the Nordic Track infomercial do you think generated a higher response rate? Okay. If operators are busy, please call again. Or B, operators are waiting, please call now. All right. Let me know in the comments which one you think is correct. And because it's a 50-50, right, you can either guess A or B. You need to let me know why you think that is the correct answer. The person who gets it correct, the first person, is going to get a 30-minute kick-ass marketing consultation. And let's jump into the big-ass thank you of the week. And the big-ass thank you of the week is my favorite part of the show because it gives me a way to show some appreciation, show some gratitude, show some support, and show some love to someone out there who's done something to help me, doing something to help their community, doing something to just help the overall world be a better place, all right? So the big-ass thank you of the week this week goes to Brian King from Unstoppable ADHD. I met Brian sometime in December. We were all on this group ADHD call about entrepreneurs and ADHD. And I met Brian, and I recently joined Brian's Unstoppable ADHD program, or his group. And I got to give Brian the big ass thank you of the week because he has gone way beyond just helping me manage my ADHD. He's been there to support me, to hold me accountable. The guy reaches out to me every single day and asks me what are the things that I'm going to accomplish today. He follows up. How was your weekend? So thank you, Brian. Your support has been very, very helpful, and your support shows me how much you care about your members and the people that you work with, and I look forward to continuing on this journey to manage my ADHD and be unstoppable. So the big ass thank you of the week to you, Brian. All right. So let's kick into this episode on copywriting. I did an episode last week about, I think it was the 7 power headline formulas or 7 kick-ass headline formulas. And that got me thinking, as much as I love headlines, as much as I talk about using headlines on the show, maybe we need to back up a little bit and talk a little bit about copywriting. And if you watch the show enough, you'll hear me talking about my 3 E's, which are engage, entertain, and educate. That's not necessarily a copywriting formula. It's more of a marketing formula that I try to work through all of my marketing. Does my marketing engage people? Does it entertain people? And then I can educate them. And I came across an example that's the perfect way to show you how powerful the 3 E's can be. I'm sure you've been on an airplane and you've had to sit there and listen to them give you the safety announcements. You know, the buckle your seatbelt, the oxygen, where the exits are. Most of us don't listen to it. Most of us just kind of sit there and it's kind of yada, 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 yada. Unless you are on a flight with Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines engages you, they entertain you, and then they educate you on their safety procedures, right? So the way they do that, engage and entertain you, is that their flight attendants are allowed to say, as long as they get you the safety instructions, they're allowed to word it any way they want. And I came across an example of an attendant that says, if you're traveling with small children, may God help you. In case of a sudden drop in cabin pressure, please let go of your neighbor's thigh, then strap the oxygen mask over your head. To operate your seatbelt, insert the metal tab into the buckle and pull tight. It works just like every other seatbelt. If you don't know how to use one, you probably shouldn't be out in public unsupervised. Thank you, and remember, nobody loves you or your money more than Southwest Airlines. And then the pilot will come on and say something like, we've just reached our cruising altitude now, and I'm turning off the seatbelt sign. I'm switching to autopilot so I can come back there and have a drink with you. Okay? By doing this, by engaging you and entertaining you, they can educate you. Because they engage you, because they're entertaining you, I'm actually paying attention. I'm actually listening to the message. That's the same thing we want to do with your marketing. We want your marketing to engage and entertain your prospect, your clients enough so that you can educate them on your product, your service, your message, whatever it is that your marketing is talking about. So with that said, let's jump into some copywriting formulas that you can use to outline the way that you're going to engage, entertain, and educate. One of my favorite copywriting formulas, and it's not because I learned it from my favorite mentor, cranky asshole Dan Kennedy, but it is just a very simple formula that is very effective, and it's called PAS. And that's problem, agitate, solve. Okay? So what you want to do is in your opening paragraph, you want to present the problem that your prospect is dealing with. Okay? Next thing, you want to agitate that problem. You want to take that problem to the extreme. You want to say all the things that are going to happen in their life if they do not address this problem, if they don't overcome this problem. And then, of course, your solution to that problem is your product or your service. This is a very, very simple formula. Think about what problem, what are they trying to overcome, what's got my prospects, my members, my patients, my clients, customers, whatever you call them, what's got them frustrated, what's keeping them up at night, what's the problem they have. Agitate that problem and then present your solution. Very, very simple copywriting formula. AIDA is another very commonly used formula, and that is attention, interest, desire, and action. And I'm going to break it down for you real quickly on how you get it. So attention would be the equivalent of engage. Jar the reader out of their boring old lives. Jar them out of that hypnotic state of mind that they're just walking around life with and say, boom, hey, check this out. This is for you. Next, interest. Engage their mind with unusual, counterintuitive, or fresh ideas. That's similar to entertaining them. Desire. Engage their heart so they want what you're offering. And then action. Ask them to take the next step. So that's AIDA. Attention, interest, desire, action. Very simple. When you don't know what to write about, when you sit down at your desk, either with a pen and a paper or with your keyboard, and you're trying to think, I'm not quite sure what to write, think about what can I write to get my prospect or my reader's attention? What can I do to gain their interest in this? What can I do to enhance that desire now that they've created an interest? And then what's the step I want them to take? Okay, so these are simple formulas that whether you're experienced or whether you're a rookie, never done this before, you can kind of follow the formulas and just boom, 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 fill in. It's like those. It's like when you took English 101 in college and you had to write that essay and you had the opening paragraph. Then you had your 3 supporting paragraphs, and then you had your closing paragraph. So it made writing the essay a whole lot simpler. Same concept, okay? Before, after bridge formula, okay? So the before, after bridge is, this is where I was before, okay? This is where I am now, and this is how I kind of got there, okay? So for me, it might be, a bridge story might be how when I first bought my business in 1999, I didn't know how to market myself, and we did fax blast, and we were basically fax spamming people and things like that. And then I came across Dan Kennedy, learned direct response marketing, started to apply what I've learned, and now I have a successful 7-figure business, yada, 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 right? So this is where I was before, this is where I am after discovering this, after using this product or service, and this is how I got there, right? So that's a simple formula. And then you have your story or your superhero, right? So in the bridge, in the before and after bridge formula, you can use yourself or you can use a character. You can use one of your clients, one of your case studies. Same thing with the superhero. If you're not comfortable making it about you, you can always create a character to position everything around. So story selling is no different than the before and after bridge, right? You want to tell your story. You're the star of the story. This is the story. This is what I did. This is where I'm at now. Very, very similar. I call it superhero story because I like to use what I call superhero copy. Superhero copy basically allows you to position yourself as the only viable option in the industry without speaking badly of your competitors. It makes you the superhero of the industry. I was talking about this the other day with my friend Daniel in regards to one of his roofing clients. And how do we use superhero copy for a roofing client? Now, roofers can be unscrupulous. Roofers can take shortcuts. So if I were to position my copy as, hey, I've been in the roofing industry for 20 years, and I can no longer live with myself and sit back and watch what happens in the industry, watching homeowners being taken advantage of, watching roofers cut corners and leave homeowners with a roof that's going to leak in 3 years. I decided to do something about that, and my company now, we do XYZ, we only use this material, we only use these contractors, whatever that may be, to position you as the superhero to that industry. I do that with my copy in this business. I'm in the promotional products industry, which is an industry that's very much all about just how many do you want, when do you need them, okay? That doesn't produce a result for a small business owner who drops $1,000 on promotional product and gets no result from it. Okay, so the way I position myself is we're the company that's going to help you generate a return on your investment. We're the company that's going to help you get outrageously effective results from your promotional products. I can no longer sit back and watch these small business owners spend their hard-earned money on promotional products that are not going to generate a return on investment. That's why I wrote the book. That's why I did this. That's why I've done that. Right. So give you an idea of the way superhero story works. And just storytelling, period. I can do a whole episode on how important it is to tell stories. And one of my favorite copywriting swipes that I use is by Martin Conry, and it's the Wall Street Journal letter. And I swiped this, and I've used this letter over and over and over for myself and for the clients that have paid me to write sales copy for them. And it's basically a story about two people. They grew up together. They grew up in the same town. They went to the same high school. After high school, they went to the same college. They both, after graduating from college with business degrees, they both opened up roofing companies. And now they've reunited 10 years later at their college reunion, and they're still very similar. They're both married. They both have 3 kids. They both have the business they started 10 years ago. They're both in the roofing business. But one of them is doing very, very well with his roofing company, and one of them is still struggling and getting by. And the reason why is because the successful roofer uses XYZ product, or the successful roofer does this or that. In the story of the original letter, it was that the successful friend reads the Wall Street Journal every single day, and that's why he's successful, okay? So the Wall Street Journal story is a great swipe. It's a great story to lead people down the path, and it's a great way to position your product or service as the reason why one person can become more successful than another. Thank you, Brittany. So that's the Wall Street Journal letter. I'm sorry. See what happens when I try to monitor comments and talk back to people? I completely lose my train of thought. Now, whether you're going to do problem, agitate, solve, whether you're going to do IDA, whether you're going to use before and after bridge, or you're going to use superhero storytelling, there's a few things that you have to have in all of your copywriting. And I came across this little graphic on Google. So you got to have a headline. That's like marketing 101. Do not put out sales copy. Do not put out anything that's marketing without a headline. The headline is the most important part. It's what kind of gets your reader, your prospect's attention and says, hey, check this out. This is talking to you. This is for you. Then you got to describe the problem. If you'll notice, problem, agitate, solve starts with addressing the problem. We're going to jump into the solution. Then you need some credibility, some authority. You need to have benefits, not features, right? So you want to show your case, your features, and then translate those features into benefits. You want to have some social proof, some testimonials. You obviously want to have your offer and make it an irresistible offer. Make it an offer that's a no-brainer to say, wow, yeah, I got to give this a shot. You got to have your guarantee, and you got to have some scarcity or a deadline, okay? So those things are not necessarily discussed in those formulas, but these are kind of points that you have to make sure you have, which, regardless of which formula you decide to use. All right, and I did tell you I was going to give you a couple of resources, a couple of tools to make your life easier. So if you've never written copy before, one of the things you might want to do is go to one of these like copy generators. Oh, that looks really bad. Okay, well, it's internetmarketingcourse.com/free sales generator. And that image does not look well, but what you do is you basically fill in these blanks. It asks you some questions, you fill in the blanks, subheadline, first line, attention getter, second line, attention getter. You populate all this information and this will do whatever it does and spit out some sales copy for you, right? Now, I wouldn't use sales copy generated by a program like that, but this will at least give you a shell. This will give you a framework to work off, and now just kind of start adding your own voice, start editing a little bit here, a little bit there, and you should end up with some copy that should be pretty good for you to use. And that's internetmarketingcourse.com/free sales generator, and you're just going to fill in the blanks and it's going to generate the copy for you. Other thing that you might want to do is you're going to have a swipe file. Now, when I started doing this 19 years ago, we didn't have all of this digital platform. So if you come to my office and you look at my swipe file, I have bins. I have big plastic bins. My wife is laughing at me in the background, and they are filled with flyers, brochures, sales letters. I purposely get on a lot of mailing lists, and I get that on there. And then I have a digital swipe file on my desktop. I have a folder that says swipe file, and inside it'll have subfolders for headlines, calls to action, yada, yada, yada. As I come across things, I put them in there. Now, I understand that if you've never had this, it's going to take you some time to build up a swipe file. Luckily for you, I found this swipefile.io, and it has all these categories up here that you can't see. And if you're looking, let's say you're looking for flyers, you hit flyers, and it's going to give you all of the flyers that they have in their swipe file. If you wanted, let me see, what are some of the things we have on here? All right, we got copywriting, we got direct mail, billboards, sales pages, emails, event marketing, testimonials, print ads, pricing, packaging, outdoor advertising, headlines, home pages, right? So you got plenty of information here. Now, when you look at what a copywriter does, it's not a big, it's not some mysterious thing. Most copywriters have swipe files, and we turn to these swipe files for inspiration, and then we kind of swipe it, edit it, tweak it, and put it out there. So you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to do all of this from scratch. Keep generating copy for your business. Yeah, if we can. Okay. All right, we're back. All right, so I was going to leave you all with the WTF Marketing Moment of the week. And I went and found some vintage WTF Marketing Moments of the week. And I don't know how you can get away with this kind of advertising nowadays, but if you go back and you look at some of the vintage retro advertising, it is hilarious. And there's no political correctness going on here. This is just, girls who don't read are skanks. All right, let me put on my glasses. Issued by an arrangement with the National Board of YMCA's publishers of the 300 hardcover editions of the book. I don't even know what book they're talking about, but this was put out by the YMCA, right? Girls who don't read are skanks. And well, the other one is not coming out. I'll save it for next week, but I'll give you a bit of a gist of it. The next one that I was going to show you was for a cigarette. Here we go. Cigarettes are like women. The best ones are thin and rich. So this is for Silva Thin cigarettes, and it says cigarettes are like women. The best ones are thin and rich. What do you guys think about that? I would dare one of you to try to put out some marketing like this nowadays and deal with a freaking shitstorm you're going to get. Well, those are my WTF marketing moments of the week. I'm Rob Vico. I'm signing off. I'll see you next Monday at 2 o'clock for another episode of Rob Help My Marketing Sucks. I'm signing off.